overheard a lady telling her sister that don't marry any man that don't have money. Don't marry any man that don't have money. Don't marry any man that don't have money. You know, and she meant it with all her heart.
It's really important for you to have your own money, because if you have your own money, you'll be able to marry for love. A number of times people marry for money because they don't have it. Hello and welcome back to Common Sense for Relationships. My name is Anietie Bature. I'm a relationship coach, a singer, a songwriter, and an engineer. And I am here on the show today with my husband, Kingsley Bature.
Hello, everyone. And I am Kingsley Bature, and I'm glad to be on the show. I want to say something first. No, when she says engineer, it's not just that she read engineering. Let me break it down for you. She is certified engineer, meaning that when you call her name, you actually have to write engineer as a title. It's not beans. You understand? So collect your flowers.
Thank you. I receive it. Thank you.
Good. All right. So a licensed family life practitioner, right? And multi-purpose businessman with business interest, container on a high sea. Do you understand? So I'm glad to be on the show today. We are going to talk something. We're going to talk something, and it is somebody. You people remember the other episode? They put me on the spot. Somebody is coming on the spot right now. All right.
Very funny. And yes, on the show today with us, our special guest is Mr. Sagorume.
We call him Sag.
Yes, but I like the name of his company, SOIL. Can you tell us what that is?
Oh, that's so inspired. So initially when we started, I wanted to create a brand around my name. So I wrote Orume magazine. And so the guy said, no, it doesn't look nice. I should change it. And I felt bad. And I went back home and I was just thinking, what will happen? And I'm like, so inspired. And that SO is actually Sagorume inspired, right?
Yeah.
Sagorume
Inspired Limited. So it's like soil.
Confirm.
Yeah, basic, right. Yeah.
So it's great to have you on the show.
Yeah, thank you.
He's been married for how many years now?
Oh, 7 years this year.
Yeah.
Like
7 years.
I know a joke now. Can't imagine. I'm following you.
Time flies. Yes, time flies. So for people who are saying, I'll do it next year.
Somebody should not call Martins. Nobody should call Martins, please.
Because before you know it now, 7 years have gone by.
7 years is no joke. I have a baby that is crawling now.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
18 years. You've been there for 18 years.
Yes, now. And we are 18 years and counting.
18 years, no be beans.
It's not that's my marriage has reached to vote. So in the coming election, my marriage can vote. So if by the time I vote, my wife votes, then our marriage will not go and vote because it's 18 years.
So me, I can't vote.
No, your marriage cannot vote. It's learning work. It's in school. You should be going to school first.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
All right. So, on this show, we bring you valuable information to help you make better decisions in your lives and in your relationships. And for the past few weeks, we have been on the love language series, right? So we've touched on, in fact, not just touched on, we have addressed acts of service. And last week, which was Valentine's Day, we addressed physical touch and gifts.
Those are very expensive love languages. Those love are expensive.
And we addressed the confusion in that space and the misconceptions as well. Today, we are going to address what?
Words of affirmation. Words. The people that like to use, the people that say everybody has to say something. Words. If you see me looking at the camera, I'm not going to be looking at some people when I say some things. I'm not going to look at you guys. You guys look at me and we say something. You see these words of affirmation has caused problem for a lot of guys. A lot of guys, because as traditional men, you would rather show love than say it. Isn't it?
I like that.
You would rather show love than say it. But then after you have, I am like the Bible will say, after you have done all to stand, they will still say you should say. That's it. It's a lot of problems. You understand? You've done everything to show this love. Then they will say, if you have not said it. I'm confused, but people should explain to me.
I mean, there are people who don't even, like, if you like show, if you like talk, they still, their heart is like plate, you know, you can't penetrate, you know.
It's the heart like plate, like
stainless steel, not breakable one,
stainless
break down. Because then I was growing up, there's this lady I used to love. I will go, then I will record. Then there was this cassette tape. I will record all this.
Gen Z cannot relate. Gen Z cannot. Cassette tape. Gen Z cassette tape. Gen Z, if you know what cassette tape is, please type it in the comment section. Because I know a lot of you that are watching, you don't know cassette.
So I will record like all these Casey and Jojo, Brian McKnight.
Brian McKnight.
I will record all this song, Joe. I want to know, you know, all this
I know it now.
So after recording all of this, I will buy gifts. You know, these Hints magazine, there used to be poems inside.
Yes.
I will memorize this poem, give this lady tape, give her stuff, dress cool.
She left you.
The lady will tell me, have you come back? Don't come and memorize those. Don't come and say those poems here again. Memorize. But I was giving her gifts. Saying nice things to her, but her heart. Stainless plate.
As in,
so maybe words of affirmation is not
a thing. And gifts was not a thing also.
So it means that you were not speaking her language.
I wasn't speaking her language, basically.
Interesting.
Yeah. So and then I think I didn't even know what the language was. I just was doing my thing. Style.
Yeah. So, which is, it's really important that you said that, and we will talk about what you just said now, but right before then, I have to say welcome to all of you, and we would like to know where you're joining us from today. So please just leave a comment in the chat so we can welcome you, and especially if this is your first time on the show,
use
please just put hashtag first timer. So we'll give you a warm CSFR welcome. Yes.
And please, if you have not shared, share. Like we say.
If you haven't subscribed,
subscribe, because these things are not costly. As in, there's no charge to them. Just share. It's free. It's free now. Share, because very soon I may start charging for the sharing, and then you now know what you will do. But anyway, the point is subscribe so that we can reach 10,000. I told you guys it's this February. We can hit 10K this February. I believe in you people. 10,000 subscribers this February. Let's do it. Carry go.
All right. So, Sag, you mentioned that you were just doing your own thing, right? And that's what a number of people do. You know, just your own thing. And sometimes you put your whole heart into doing your own thing to show that person that you love them. But if it happens that your own thing is not resonating with them, then you put in so much effort and the person still...
You get nothing back.
Yeah. The person still goes away feeling unloved, like this guy doesn't get me, I'm not feeling him, we're not vibing. They'll have different ways of expressing the fact that what you're communicating has not reached them, in quotes. It's lost in transit, right? Okay, so let's look into words of affirmation. What is this really?
So you tell us now, is it not your gift? Tell us.
That's her language.
She's here. She's of age. Let her speak.
Very funny. Words of affirmation. It's just basically words that affirm.
Wow.
So, yes. So affirm is just like, call it a way of putting a stamp that yes, this is it. This is real. This is the case. So when you say words of affirmation, I want to affirm you. I want to show that I love you, that I care about you. And you can do a number of things, but I want to hear it. Do you understand? So words of affirmation means that you're going to speak words, you're going to say words, you're going to write words, you're going to communicate words that affirm this person, that let them know that truly they mean a lot to you. You appreciate them, you love them, you're here for them. All of those things, it just needs to be conveyed in words. Yeah.
Yes.
So it's different from when you use harsh words. It's different.
No. For people who their love language is words of affirmation, they are also, to a great extent, sensitive to those harsh words.
So they respond to words in general. Yeah.
So you say something and you feel, oh, I just said it and I walked away. That's how I'm feeling it. So that's how I said it. But the person is going to analyze what you have said. You know, they can actually take it apart like this. So does this mean this? And if you said this, does it, do you understand? Is this the implication of that statement you just made? And for your information, you should know that people who words of affirmation is their love thing, language, is their thing, right? They are likely going to also be keeping record of some of the things that you said subconsciously because it means a lot to them. So the I love yous that you said, the you mean a lot to me that you said, the really appreciate you in this family, the you're such a wonderful wife or you're such a wonderful husband, all of those things, commendations here and there, is like, yeah, it's like a pat on the back, it's like a thumbs up, it's like.
So, but what happens where you tell your wife a lot of nice things and then later you just tell her something that, I mean, gets her offended, and then it just erases all
the nice ones, but
no, it doesn't.
Why is it like that? It just erases all the nice ones.
Well, the fact is, there call it there are levels to this, and there are people's choices also affect how those scenarios you just described can impact them. Because there's somebody who will say, he said this bad thing today, and the person will now focus on that one, and it magnified so much that all these other good ones are lost. Right? Now, there's some other people who will hear this bad thing today, and instead of doing what the first person did, they will say, he said this, but they'll go down memory lane and say, but he said this the other time, and he said this other time, and from all these other things that he said, I know that this is what this person's view is on me. So I don't like this thing he said right now, but let's leave it, or let's not dwell too much on it. Or rather than allow that statement to corrupt the whole experience, they shift focus to these other things that were said in the past.
See, balanced thinking.
So,
and allow it to more like dilute this negative one that was said now.
So this is where I'm now coming from. I'm coming from the other chorus, right? To say, what about those guys that in today's culture of AI, right? In your day, you went through the cassettes, those guys that have lyrics. Those guys have, in today's culture of AI, where you can just put in some words and then AI will generate some of these words of affirmation, and you are using them without they are not yours, but you are using them. Does it still count? Do you understand? It's like I just gather the lyrics. Hey, you like words, Abi? I will gather the lyrics and then throw you the words, like a player when I be. Do you understand? I come and play you with the words, and you words of affirmation is your own. Is there like an indicator that you guys can use to tell whether the words are really from the heart or whether it's really from AI?
But this all depends on people, right?
How do you mean?
So, for instance, it depends on where the person is in things like emotional maturity, discernment, being able to just filter through what is real and what is fake, watching the body language that goes with the words, and so on. You might go and tell one person, they're just like they're just feeling cool with themselves, like, oh, he said that. While another person will be like, really? Explain. Like, tell me, okay, when you say I do this, can you give me instances that make you say that?
That's the trouble.
Do you understand? So if you cannot now back up the statement with the reason for the statement, you will lose that kind of person. Because by the time they probe small, it's like there's no basis here. So they don't even need to know whether you got it from AI or you got it from a magazine or something. even if you, and I don't have a problem with you getting it from AI, but after you've gotten the line from AI, but go and sit down and think of why you should say it. Do you understand?
So that you can attach the emotion.
If for any reason,
right?
yes, so that if for any reason it is one of those days when somebody wants to really drill down and be like, oh, really? So why? So tell me one or two instances. So if they not ask question, you not start saying, well,
you not ask AI back now.
So he is not even talking about verbal. He's talking text,
lyrics,
like lyrics.
The same way the WhatsApp it, you can WhatsApp back. Oh, really? Why? Or tell me more.
There's Google now.
Or explain. You can do something.
So, but I feel that. So there is where the wahala is where you now meet the person physically. You know, and the person now say, you told me so and so.
Yeah. Because that challenge. See, this thing is not today that I started. Though. Back in the day, a long time ago, there are some guys that used to meet their friends to help them write letters to their girlfriend.
The Calvary greetings in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. Hope you are doing well. If so, doxology.
Yeah, did you get that?
Doxology.
If so, doxology.
So
Gen Z cannot relate.
To start with all this rhythm and rhymes and all of those, that Calvary greetings and that part just shows you I'm a brother in the Lord. Before, so let's establish that at the beginning before we now start adding the carnal expression. Do you understand? So that part is there. But if you what were we saying before
about the emotions? There is the words without the emotions.
Yeah, so we're talking about the guys who ask their friends to write for them. Yeah. So by the time the guy takes the letter, submits to the lady, she's so excited and so happy. She has gotten it right on paper. Then you now come to visit her one day. And then she'll now be like, I really like your letters. Can you tell me some of those things again? What were you saying?
Be like,
the guy will now start,
I'm not in the mood.
I'm not in the mood, brother.
No, so you cannot now deliver.
It's a mood. I'm not in the mood now.
The sharp guy, number one, will not carry all that information and just send it to her. He will keep some, and then he will memorize the ones that he has sent, so that if she should ask,
why are you giving them a spoon?
Wait now.
You have to help some brothers.
Yes.
You have to help some brothers.
If she should ask, you'll be able to repeat the ones you wrote and then add one or two more. That's wisdom. But if you don't apply wisdom, you just copy and paste and you not even meditate on it. The same way some people today, when they're using AI,
they just copy
paste. By the time you realize it's the AI that is going to school, not you, because your own is ask question, answer, collect answer, copy, paste. You not even review, you not even study it. Then you'll be getting high scores and clapping for yourself. Meanwhile, you are actually not learning. The only thing that you are practicing is how to put the right prompts.
So if I'm hearing you, you're saying that words of affirmation do not just embody, they're not just words, but within the words, there's also the embodiment of the spirit of the words.
Yeah, because it has to have meaning.
Yeah, meaning.
I can go on a wall and read, somebody wrote, I love you with all my heart on the wall. It won't mean anything. It's just words on the wall. But if you come and tell me, I love you with all my heart, I'm going to sit down and say, wow, he said that.
Why did he say that?
And then I'm going to think, he didn't just say I love you, he said with all his heart. I'm going to analyze that and be like, that means this love is deep, is whole, is broad, is comprehensive. Do you understand?
So meaning enters there.
So you now sit down and it's like a reassurance. It's like
reassurance is another word.
All is well in the world.
Yeah, reassurance is another
This person who means a lot to me is now telling me that he loves me with all his heart. Do you understand? Now somebody say, oh, I said it once, that should be enough. But then after he said it that time, something has happened, another thing has happened. You people have been through different seasons of your life where maybe there was conflict, maybe there was a challenge, and so on, which may make you feel, after all of these things that we've been through, maybe this man is just managing me. Do you get? Yeah. But then you come back and tell this person, after all of this, I love you with all my heart, or I still love you as much as I did what. So just some reference points.
So this is where I would ask the question,
Yeah.
right? In this present day of positive confession and personal declarations, right? We have everybody psyching themselves and hyping themselves up. What really, for you now, what really does, what's the weight that words of affirmation from someone that you love, what's the weight that it carries? Because I mean, there's this saying they usually say, you need to show love if necessary, use words. There's a way they say it. Do you understand? So it's like words really is not a way of. And in this generation, I don't really know how many people in this generation actually use words, though, because I don't know how they do love. Now, you guys are on the line. Please, you would show us, tell us how you people use words now, or is it that are there people that still use words, for romance? What's the value? What's the weight?
There are people who do, but I think this generation, to a very great degree, they have moved
to stickers and emojis.
Well, stickers. Stickers and emojis would have been good, but I think they've also moved past that, because yesterday I was talking to a lady and I was like, "Oh, if she would marry for love," she said, "Love? Like who love help? You know, like who love help? Like if the guy no get cash, forget love." You understand what I'm saying? So some people some people are still good with words, right? There are people who cherish words. I mean, they value it over money, right? But to a very great degree, this generation is about, I think maybe they are judging based on what they have seen happen in a lot of marriages, right? Because I overheard a lady telling her sister that don't marry any man that don't have money. Don't marry any man that don't have money. Don't marry any man that don't have money. And she meant it with all her heart. She just said, don't marry. Forget this thing they call love. So is that she had seen it play out in certain scenarios, right? But still to come there. I mean, still, like my wife, she doesn't joke with words. My wife doesn't joke with words, especially my words. She's very, very particular about the things I tell her. And she can store that thing. I know me, I'm a wordsmith now.
You're feeling like, I'm a wordsmith now.
You have the ability to weave words together.
See, if you, I mean, I know you're a wordsmith too. There are women that you can't move with cars. You can't move them with gifts because they have all of those. Right? They just need men that have the right word.
Hey! I'm about to stand up for you there. Men that have the right words, now still there.
Yeah, because when I met my wife, words can move her. I told her straight, man, I'm not here to play. I'm not here to joke. See, I want to wife you.
Hey!
So
the boldness and the courage.
I told my wife, like, then I told her, I said, I don't want us to go through that boyfriend thing. Let's just build, Let's build. This is a waste of
brothers,
time.
are you hearing?
Let's build.
Brothers.
Let's build the future.
Let's not call names, but I mean.
Yeah. So I still do believe, because my wife is one of those, and you just said the same thing about your wife. So we wouldn't judge and say generally, but there are a lot of people out there who don't believe that, man. If you speak this English, or I carry me the money. KFC.
Show me the money after the English.
Show me the money. Right?
Show me the money.
Yeah. So it's important. I usually say, and I'll keep emphasizing, it's really important for you, especially for ladies now, speaking of ladies now, to have your own money. Because if you have your own money, you'll be able to marry for love. A number of times people marry for money because they don't have it. And they end up not having the kind of love that they would have. In fact, some people have tried to make it easy on themselves by saying, that's first love. That was secondary school love. Or that was university love. That was puppy love. They'll give it different labels names to downplay it. Yeah. But they know in their heart there was a way it felt. There was there was a beauty about it. But just because maybe the person didn't have money or something, or just life happened and you guys grew apart and then you now had to go another path. But the fact is, when you have money, when you are able to take care of yourself, and sometimes you don't even need to be rich, but you need to be able to be content with what you have.
True.
When you are in that place, then you are looking out for who's that person that just makes my life feel right and good. Somebody that you feel like even if we were broke together, we'll still be happy. Do you understand? And for me, it's really important because you never know how life turns out sometimes. You have seasons, some ups, some downs. Sometimes you may be so rich, but one investment goes really bad, especially if you're a high risk taker. Or just stuff. Life happens. So if you happen to be in that season of, in quotes, not having enough, insufficiency, lack, whatever you want to call it, if it's money that you married for, at that point, start hearing things like, this is not what I signed up for. I can't take this anymore. I beg, I wasn't expecting this kind of suffering. I'm going back to my father's house and stuff like that. But if you married for love, come rain, come shine, we're here together. You'll be laughing through the difficult seasons, because even the experiences that you have in those moments will all be part of the excitement, because the fact is that there's a way that love just makes life beautiful.
Say it again.
There's a way that love makes life beautiful.
You see, so I with what you're saying, I heard what Sag just said, like that young lady who says, who love help. The truth is, if you've never experienced true love, it will be difficult for me to explain it to you. Do you understand that? And you will always feel like something is missing, but you'll be able to explain it. Because the truth is, you say, most people, when people say, oh, it's show me the money, it's actually, when I hear a lot of those things, it just tells me you actually don't have it. Because when you have money, you won't be looking for it. As in, when you have money, it won't be money that is the criteria that you are using to find love or to find a partner. If you have it. So if all you are looking for the person to show you is money, it means you don't have it. So, but if we now come down to the school of love to say, like she said, how it makes life beautiful, you now begin to go into those intricacies of those parts of you that money cannot buy.
But if you really don't have love, it's a very terrible place to be, right? Not to have love. Like, if you don't even have love, what are you bringing to the relationship? When
we did physical touch, when we did physical touch, right? Some people, what they bring to the relationship is the body. I am the table. You understand? You get it. The table. That's what you bring to the relationship. So if you give me money, if you give me the good things that I'm looking for, you have the table. Now that just doesn't make sense. It's just like a common simple transaction, right? Now, but if we're going to talk about love, and the problem is, maybe we'll just do a show, an episode called "What is Love?" Because in this generation, it seems like it's a very misunderstood art. As in when you mention love, people have replaced it with many things. They've replaced love with sex. They've replaced love with marriage. They've replaced love with money. They've replaced love with wedding. They've replaced love. Love has just been replaced by things that people are looking for that they cannot get. So they say that's love. So it's almost like it's out of reach. So if I can't reach it, and maybe that's so somebody will tell you I've never felt loved in my life.
Oh.
And I've heard that.
It's a very tough place to be, man.
Yeah.
It's a very tough place. But when you talk about love, I think people need to be taught afresh people need to be taught love. like what it means, right? Like when you say, so I know somebody who didn't grow up with the family, and he's a guy. He doesn't have love. So sometimes it's a very tough place to be, and so in my head, I'm trying to just having this conversation. I'm just trying to think like when you come to a relationship, like what are you bringing to the relationship outside of love? Because you said something now. Because your relationship will be tested. Right? If it is about money, there will be a time you wouldn't have the money. I mean, for a lot of people, there will be time you will not even have the car. Because life will test you, right? But if what is bringing you, or what is making you embark on your life journey with a partner, it has to do with material things, and all of those things disappear. What will keep you in that relationship?
Nothing. That's when people just pick up their bags and
say, I can't do this anymore.
Can't do this anymore. This is not what I bargained for. Something. I'm out of here.
Yeah. So I'm very grateful that I married because of love. Because I had, yes, I do. I really do. And I had my chances, right? Where I had the option. If you were in my position, you probably would say that they control you for our village, our village people. Because I had like two. I mean, I wasn't like not. I wasn't like in that case where I already had my current wife, but I had these friends that were like my biggest temptation, and they were, so if I wanted to marry for economic reason, so I had the choice and the option, right? But now, so it's not like I married because I didn't have the option, right? I just married you because now you did it, right? But I had these options, and I'm thinking, oh man, but it wasn't a hard. I didn't think it hard. It was very easy. Why? Because when I was in my lowest, she was there, right? So it was easy for me to draw the line and be like, oh, these ones, they know me now because now I sound like I'm intellectual, like I'm intelligent, I'm brilliant, and every woman wants a man that can lead them.
Can lead. We're back at this. Can lead me. It's a man that can lead me. We have had it in different.
Yeah, so it's not so much as to. Sometimes it's not about love. Sometimes it's not about money. It's about. Can I?
The ladies are sapiosexual.
Can you lead me? Right? Can I follow you and be sure my future is secure?
Oh my goodness!
That kind of. So a lot of.
Or will you carry me go where I don't know?
So one of those ladies looked at me and said to me, she said, so we were just out there somewhere eating, and she just said to me, I asked her a certain question, and she said to me, "Sir, why do you think we're here?" And so in my head, I'm thinking it's because she's just trying to tell me, guy, if I didn't think I should marry you, I won't be sitting here. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So and for me, it also showed me that I had, I was a husband material. Right? I was a husband material because I had like friends who were already seeing me like the right person, and now I have to make the choice. So if you build yourself, right? Like she said, build yourself, cultivate the habit to love, right? Just cultivate that. You can work on it. Everybody has that ability to love, right? Just build that habit to love, right? So that when the right person comes, you can share that love with that person, because that's what you bring that's part of what you bring to the relationship. And if you meet the right partner, or when you meet the right partner who brings the same kind of energy, and you guys donate that to each other, man, or you exchange that, nobody can take that relationship from both of you.
And I was going to say something. I think one of the main reasons why this generation disdains love is because they don't know what it is.
They don't know what
they don't know what it is. And the truth is, if I give you a diamond ring and you don't know its value, you will sell it for peanuts.
True.
Because you don't know its value.
You don't know. Like, how can you love? Like, if you love me, if you love a woman, can you make love to the woman? like somebody you're not married to, like you say you love this person, would you? Right? So because if you truly love somebody and you sleep with them, you're hurting them.
You disvalue them.
You disvalue them. If you now tell that person you love them, do you really mean that? You get what I'm saying? So like you said, so people need to come to the place where they reimagine the concept of love. And then sometimes you tell somebody, you say you want to marry somebody. You know, some people say, I love you. I said this, I think it was in Man Cave. You say, I love you because you don't love people because you like people because you love people even though you love people even though they are not perfect, even though they have shortcomings, right? You love them. It's a choice, it's a commitment.
It's a choice.
Right? Because in every relationship you will not find you will not find any perfect person, but you can decide to say, okay, you know what? This guy doesn't get this right, but I still love him. Right?
Nevertheless.
Nevertheless, I love him. You know?
Something I want to bring out from what you said, part about teaching people. Because some people, they may have their ways of expressing love, but when you are dealing with this particular individual who has words of affirmation as their love language, and you say, it's not my thing. If you are really serious about the person, then you actually have to learn to speak that person's language. You know?
You have to make the effort.
I'll tell you a funny story. Once upon a time, my husband used to say, it's not my thing. It's not my thing. All these words, you know? Because you have to say, you are the one that asked me out. Now we are going out. Tell me you love me and stuff like that, right? He'll be saying, it's not my thing. I don't, he'll be giving those funny reasons.
It doesn't come easy for me.
So you know what I told him? I told him that that's how he will be sitting down. Mosquito. I didn't even use human being or his mosquito I used. I said mosquito will pass and say, I love you. And I will follow the mosquito. So I was trying to tell him, you are a correct guy. You are all these wonderful things. You have this great personality and so on, right? But if you cannot get yourself to tell me, as in to communicate to me in the language that matters to me, if you cannot get yourself to tell me that I am special to you, that you love me, that I mean a lot to you and all those things, then some guy who is half or even less than half the man that you are, but knows how to open his mouth and say the right things, will now come along and just be waxing lyrical, and I'll just be like, before you know it, I'm gone.
This is.
Do you understand?
This is how brothers are losing.
Lyrical. So you must be lyrical.
So he had to learn to start communicating to me, right? In the way that I will receive and perceive that this is love that is being transferred, right? So he would send me notes. He would write notes and say something nice. Sometimes he would write poems and send it to me.
That one.
You know. Then much later, when GSM phones came on board, he would call and say something nice or send a text, just something. And he tried to be consistent to a great extent.
To a great extent.
And then even after we got married, because sometimes you get married and then
life happens.
People slack. Like he's not saying it as much, and then I'll not
busy.
I'll not start telling the guy these days you don't even say anything. Like, do you still love me? He now say, what kind of question is that? Do you still answer the question? So because I have to hear it. So if you will not volunteer it, I would demand for it by either asking questions or telling you. Sometimes I say something nice. You now tell me something nice.
She says say something nice.
Do you understand?
You didn't think about it, but say something nice.
Say something nice.
Say something nice.
Tell me something. Tell me something. Nice. Something. Okay, now I know what to say.
You know what to say.
So I'll just insist. Say something. Write something. You know, he will be like, what? Anything. You know. So he has tried. He will, sometimes he goes for a long period, and then when I start complaining, he will try to ginger himself. Then sometimes he'll remember back in the day, say, but I used to try, like I used to really wax lyrical. That's how you like to put in wax lyrical. You know, Do it now. Do it now. We need it now.
So we can't store this thing. We have to keep.
We have to keep. That's the problem.
So for instance, once upon a time, it was when there was not so much else of your experience. Maybe I love you would be the way to express it. But by the time you have had so much life together, like now that we're 18 years into the marriage, those words can now take other forms, like I appreciate you, like I really like how you have stood by me over the years. I can't forget when I was going through this difficult period and you did this or you did that. You know, it includes things like you are a great mom and you are a good model to our kids. If they are supposed to become like you, they will be okay. Do you understand? You're just saying these things now, so you don't have to look for something, fish from the air. Just look at your lives and speak of the value this person has added to you and that the person has added to the family. Do you understand? So you don't have to manufacture, you don't have to go and say, hey, what will I say to my wife now? Just sit down. What did she do last week? What did she do last year? Okay, what
the soup is nice.
Do you understand?
The soup is nice.
So your wife will cook. For some people, they really love cooking. And whether you say anything about it or not, it's not a problem. As long as you eat the food and they can see you're enjoying it, their heart is full. You know, that's good enough for them. But for some people, as you're eating the food, they want to hear something like, wow, this food is really nice. You really took your time to make this one. Oh, this one was made with love. Like, wow, you're such a great cook.
It be like you bath.
So imagine somebody who is words of affirmation is their thing. And then they've done all the work, they serve you food. And then what you can say is something like, the pepper is a little too much in this one. What they were expecting was positive feedback, affirmation that do you understand? But instead, what they are getting is a critique, right, of their work, and it's just like criticism of their work. It's just like, what's this? You get so you actually, if you know this is this person's way of expression, then you have to be intentional about how you present this.
Okay, so let's flip that a bit towards men, right? Because they like we always will be the ones to say those things, right? What about women?
Of course, women
affirmation too.
Yes.
So I think it still boils back to there's something you ever said. There's this you said people marry value. They marry who they value. Basically, it's value you marry, right? Because if you understand, like you said something earlier, if you understand what your spouse value, you want to be able to honor that because it's about value. If I understand that you value appreciation, I mean me appreciating maybe your shoes or how you look. You know, my wife does that a lot. She wants to hear if the dress looks good or not. She wants to know if the food tastes good or not. And so sometimes, like, when you cooked it, did you taste it? Right? So I feel like it's every time you have to keep saying those things, right? So sometimes it could be tiring, but you know, we'll go learn.
As in we go learn. As in for guys, really, guys usually would struggle with words. There are some guys that words come naturally, right? But I've actually seen a case where the words come naturally because he's a wordsmith or he's a player. But when he now meets a lady that he really likes, it becomes more difficult because the words don't just flow, they get heavy. Because we have spoken about words of affirmation that they are not just words.
Yeah, they have to
you can be so skillful with the words like a player, you just use the words, because you have them. But when it comes to someone that you really love, sometimes it can get heavy, So it means that it now has to come with thought and intent. Right? And this is where I also say maybe sometimes ladies help the guys. Be deliberate about your demands, right?
Be deliberate about your demands.
Yeah.
I mean, they should make the demand.
Yes, they should make the demand. So for example, let me give you an example. I always yab my wife about this. She will cook, just like your wife will say. The time she cook and she has served the food, and you are eating the food, and you've not said anything about the food, she will place a demand on you to say,
oh my God,
Bobby, how are you finding the food?
God.
Do you like the combination? How is it going? So that's it's like, if you don't know what to say, now I'm giving you tips on how is it going? Oh, it's going down well. Then do you understand? Then you cannot build on it. Oh, actually, this combination goes with this combination. It's like, I like the way you spice this. Do you understand? So she has given you the cue that lets you know, guy, you haven't said nothing about this. Tell me, do you understand? Because I put in an effort in this. Do you understand? So it's like that deliberateness is what. So you want to hear this. Place a demand on your partner. Place a demand on the guy, because sometimes guys not all guys sense these things. Sometimes guys are clueless about this whole signals that some ladies just assume, oh, he's the guy, he should know. Then ask me, because sometimes I don't know. Is when you place a demand that I now know, oh, this is what you are asking.
Sometimes they forget.
Sometimes
they get too
life
busy.
Happens. Yes.
Too busy. Oh, the things that there are like 1,000 things on my mind.
It's life. It's life I'm doing. Do you understand? Do you understand?
So I'll tell my husband, write it down so that there won't be too many things on your mind. Put all the issues.
She places that demand.
Put all the issues down.
She places on you, man.
You.
No, she places it on me. It's part of the package.
Because
do you understand?
I can only go so long meditating on the things you said in the past.
But
do you understand?
That's because
sometimes I need fresh input.
Yes,
do you get
in family life? In family life, we call it your emotional bank account. So that bank account actually drains over time, and it needs to be topped up. Do you understand? So and you top it up with the person's love language.
I need to open a fresh account.
And then just begin to top it. So if his words, if you would have placed some words, those will carry her for some time. But if the account begins to deplete with life and stuff, you have to top it up. So
in other words, if I keep sowing the negatives, I will reap the negatives.
Oh, you will reap it now. It's deposit and withdrawal. It's a transaction. Very straightforward.
Okay, but let me ask, does it apply mainly to just maybe husband and this words of affirmation?
No.
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
So you need to realize that even in the workspace, in school, with your friends, you need to just pay attention to what is it that this person really appreciates. You'll find out that there's some colleagues that when they do a good job, they are fine. They've done their job. What they need is their salary at the end of the month, full stop. And that's all. But there's some that when they have done a good job, they expect to come back and say, man, great job. That presentation, you nailed it. I like the way you did this. That some of them want you to go into details of what they did right. And sometimes they'll actually come right after the meeting and they're just in your space because they're expecting that feedback, right? But when you don't give it, you make them feel for those kind of people that maybe they didn't do a good enough job. Do you understand? I mean, I'll give you something. This is very specific to me as a person, right? I once had a music director who you'd go and lead praise, you do hopefully a great job, and you come back down, and this person would not even say well done or good job, or there was no feedback. So you didn't even know, did I do it very well, or did I do it just okay, or is there something to improve? So in the workspace, words of affirmation are important because it will help to reinforce good behavior, right? And when somebody didn't do something well, you constructively let them know where they need to improve, right? So that's in the workplace. But in relationships, marriage, whether it is the guy who needs it or the lady who needs it, words of affirmation, it's just like fuel that keeps the whole thing going. Sometimes you may be doing other things that are not going on well, but if you are speaking the right words, it can help to make things easier. It's more like the lubricant or something.
I hope there are people that are watching. They said constructively use the right words.
Yes,
I have them in my
constructive.
office. You constructively, not destructively use the right words. Constructively. I'm not going to call anybody's names.
Office is like when you're even laying people off. Like it's enough.
Yes.
Right? It's bad thing enough.
Yeah, like we don't need you full stop.
I know, right now.
Or like, you know what, your
services are no longer required.
No, that one is even polite. You know, the one you will scream, use insultive words.
You're fired.
You're fired. Good for nothing. You will suffer.
Your best is not good enough.
Hey. You just scar people.
Your best is not good enough.
Your best is not
scar
good
people
enough.
And then send them off.
No, just
you are terrible. You are. You know, and then the person just walks away, and then only that negativity. You know, at that time, that's just all what you'll be thinking about. You know, so I mean, it has worked for me. You know, in two cases. One is I was having a shoot, and this guy came for the shoot, and I wasn't at the location, and he was offended, and he left. So when he left, he's a guy, and high profile. You know what? I just texted the guy and I told him how important he was to me and my project. And I said to him, I need you. Oh, even me, that thing pulled something out of me. You know, it pulled something out of me. And I didn't look at that text. I knew he would come back because it was from my innermost part. Yeah, it's true. And then I meant it. I knew he was taking something out of me. And I sent that text. And the guy came. You know, and then there's another one is I read a particular book about customer service, right? And I realized that I had not, it wasn't like I treated that customer badly, but I had a policy that she wanted to override. You know, let me give you a case. So I ever did branding I didn't introduce myself in this regard. So I'm a brand consultant. So I handled a branding project for this guy and he loved it and he introduced me to his wife. And then the wife was in the UK. So somebody did that job and because they weren't satisfied, they took the job from that agency and gave it to me. Right? And I did the job. Good job. They paid me. So when it was time again with that same client, I gave them a quotation and it was time to pay. Somebody from nowhere came and gave them one kind of quotation that if you look at the quotation, you'd be like, oh boy, where will I get this quotation from? That's how they took that deal and gave it to that person. And you know what? God said to me, oh, you got it back. You did it to that UK guy. Now they've done it to you. So I said, policy, we will not take any project we didn't start. Right? So, and she comes here, gave me this deal. I had finished, it was a book, I had finished it. In fact, she wanted 3 designs. I gave her about 50 designs, like 50. So yeah, I gave her about 50. I am full of ideas. So I gave her about 50. But she had a motive. She already designed the book somewhere. And she knew she would get to the level where she would tell me those 50 designs were not enough. She wanted me to just take that one and do it and print it. And I'm like, oh God. I said, I don't want to repeat this mistake again. I said to her politely, I really, this doesn't align with us. It's against our policy. We will not take somebody's job. She got offended. She had paid for the project and walked away. So when I read this book on customer service, and I said, wow, how could I have handled this thing? So I reached out to her. I'm like, I'm sorry, right? I'm sorry. I didn't handle this thing well, and I apologized. And I sent her this great words of affirmation. And you know what she just said to me? She says, Zach, man, I'm your big sister. I am sorry. I ought to have reached out and apologized. He said, I'm your big sister. You know what? She sent me that money. That money she had paid. She paid me again and didn't collect the book. She was so grateful that I reached out to mend that fence, right? But just this positive words of affirmation is very, very key. Just knowing when to say those things at the right time, even when you don't feel you should say it.
Yeah.
Even when you feel like you are right. But saying those things may feel like you're not. But just say those words. You could just
there's something I want to say here.
Fences.
Sir, thank you. The right time to say stuff is really important. Something that most people don't realize is that there are so many voices all around us. So you are at home, let's say you are married, right? You have your husband, you have your wife. And let's say for you, words of affirmation is the way to go. And your spouse isn't saying anything. Then you go to the office, your friends are talking about how wicked their husbands or their spouses are, how this one did something, the other one did that. So the voices that is coming, or the voices that are coming, are saying men are wicked. Your husband is likely wicked. Yeah. Men are not trustworthy. Your husband is likely not trustworthy. Men will disappoint you. Your husband might disappoint you. So these are the voices, right? Then person goes on social media, and then finds some more cases of where spouses are not behaving right. Those voices are beginning to sound louder and louder. Meanwhile, somebody is supposed to come with his positive energy to counter all of these negative ones that you're hearing, because you realize that it's like a war of words.
Yeah.
So you can. That's what I'm saying. You can only go so long with all the reminding yourself of what he said. But there are new inputs that from negative input coming from different sources. Whether you like it or not, life is happening all around. People are celebrating happily divorced. I did, now I don't. And all sorts of things. Do you understand? Wow. And you are here. You're going through issues. Maybe you had a misunderstanding. Okay, you've resolved it and all that. But through all of this, somebody is not coming back to say, I love you, I appreciate you, you mean more to me than one word. If you could turn back the hands of time, I would still choose you, and stuff like this. You need to hear this thing. So it's like, whatever is going on, I know this guy loves me. I knew before, I still know. He said it again recently. Do you understand? So please help that person in your life out. Help that spouse.
She said. So in that case, she's just consuming this negative stuff, and then the husband comes and adds like fire. And comes and adds. Imagine. No. Imagine that all this negative stuff that she's hearing is trying to create. Even though her husband may not have done anything, but he's just being quiet. Yes.
All this negative is creating an impression of men in general, and will soon transfer
to him in particular.
Innocent man.
Innocent man.
All of a sudden, they should just start having this manifesting bad vibes. Start looking at him like, I'm sure it's this thing that person's husband did that he wants to do now. I can see where you're going. Meanwhile, he doesn't have any negative, but he's just not speaking. But then if he's not speaking, just say
men
every now and then.
Men speak.
Men, women, speak. If the person that you're married to is somebody who words of affirmation is their love language, please continue with the positive input. Tell them how good they are. Tell them how special they are. Tell them how valuable they are. Just tell them. Because so that when they're saying this, you say, hey, yeah, but my husband. Oh, that's unfortunate, but my husband. But my husband. But when the husband is not saying anything, is reading negative, nothing is happening.
What you're saying just says one thing to me. It says the fact that a particular love language is not your strength does not mean you cannot learn it.
Every skill is learnable.
Every skill is learnable. Do you understand? So it's that if I find that this is my own love language and I find this is the one that appeals to my wife, then I gotta learn it. If I can't, I feel like I don't have words, borrow words. Borrow words. You know, for me, that one of the places where I learned words. Of course, I consume books, right? But one of the places where I borrowed words is the psalmist. That guy had vibes. King David. The guy had vibes. So when you don't have, and you know the funny thing, if you're going to pray effectively, you have to use words. And if you don't have words, we teach that if you don't have words in prayer, you borrow words. You borrow from the Bible. How do you use words to pray? Pick up the psalmist and he says, "Oh Lord, how excellent are thy ways." That's old King James, right? That's like, you just look at your wife, man, babe, I like the way you move. How excellent are your ways? Are you seeing the analysis? As the deer pants for the waterfall, my heart pants after you.
Oh,
You just look at your wife and you say, man, we've been through a lot together. Every time you are away, there's an emptiness that your absence creates.
Now I know why she wrote that song.
Do you understand? But this is like the psalmist. It's just replaying it and take it and adapt it to your reality. Do you understand? It says, my God, my God, why have thou forsaken me? That's because he couldn't feel the presence of God around him, but he knew God was there. Just the same thing when my wife travels. She's smallish. She has a small frame, but somehow she fills up the house when she's around. Do you understand?
See lines now.
So when she travels, it's like the house suddenly becomes so big. That's me doing what? I am affirming that I miss her presence.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So you may not have words, but you can borrow it. Anybody can learn it. And I hope you guys will learn today. Use words. It's not enough to say, oh, it's not my thing. If that person is important to you, you will learn their thing so that you can use it for them.
I agree. It's word for word. She says there are many voices.
Yeah.
So it's like thought for thought, word for word. You come back, you challenge that.
Yes,
voice, right?
challenge it.
It's your words. It's very powerful. Borrow words.
Borrow words.
All right. So I think it's a great time for us to wrap this up. It's been a very interesting discussion today on common sense for relationships.
And today we didn't only use words. We didn't only talk about words that affirm as a love language. We talked about love itself as a language.
Exactly.
Well, that's why I like the fact that we actually went into love today and then how to express it. It was fun.
Great.
And I think next week we are touching. Is it the last one? I think it's quality time.
The final one.
Quality time is next week. And so you can see how what some of us are going through when somebody's love language is words of affirmations that you don't have. So you have to borrow. And then the person's other secondary love language is quality time. I'm not looking at the person's direction. How can you have the last week's love languages are expensive. The love languages that follow are demanding. Do you understand? Words demand for you to learn. Quality time demands for you to give time, especially when you're a busy person that doesn't have time, but you have to make time.
How do you code?
God, I beg. It's love we're doing. We'll do it. Please close your show.
It is well with you. All right, everyone. So thank you so much for being with us on the show today, and thank you so much, Zach, for joining us.
Thank you, Zach.
Thanks for bringing your insights on the subject. And we will see you next time on Common Sense for Relationships. Remember, like we always say,
common sense is not so common. Bye.